Before I start my talk, let's have some fun. So, how many of you know Shah Rukh Khan here? I think it's a very dumb question. I think every one of you know Shah Rukh Khan. Have you seen his movies Chak De India? Yes, great. So at the end, so those who haven't seen, Shah Rukh Khan was the coach of the Indian women hockey team, and he inspired them to reach the final. And just before the final, he gave them a pep talk wherein he told them that the next 70 minutes of their life is probably the most important. So, friends, why I'm saying this to you? Because the things that I'm going to share today is not only about ankylosing spondylitis, but it's about your health. So, for the next 60 to 70 minutes, put all the distractions aside. Turn off your phone. Please don't turn off if you have logged in from your phone. Okay. But just be attentive, make notes, take screenshots, whatever you do. But I want you completely with me. Are you with me? Show me a thumbs up, everyone, or type yes in the chat box. Yes, great. I can see two thumbs up, some many people. Great. So this story about ankylosing spondylitis, this is a kind of arthritis of the spine, which I had at a very young age. So Sharan, as you all know now, we believe in healing without medications. And as Nipa said, I have done my certifications from New York, one from Institute of Integrative Nutrition, and one is from Cornell University. So first, let me discuss about my past. So I had certain autoimmune conditions. So for those who don't know autoimmune conditions, so let us take the analogy of a war. So right now there is a war going on between Russia and Ukraine. Now, suppose what if Russian army starts fighting against its own citizens? So similarly, the job of the immune system is to protect us from all the viruses, bacteria, what enters our body. But when the immune system starts attacking our own body, our own healthy cells, our own joints, that is when we are said to have an autoimmune disease. So my immune system, frankly, didn't like me. So at the age of 1990, at the age of 11, in 1995, I had unexplained inflammation in the gut and severe pain in the hip joints. It remained undiagnosed. I had multiple hospital admissions between 1995 and 1997, but doctors were not able to come to any conclusions. I was given medications for tuberculosis. I was given many anti-inflammatory drugs, but there was no definitive diagnosis. Then in 1997, I had adrenal failure, wherein my adrenal glands were not able to produce cortisol. And doctors told me that I have to be on steroids for the rest of my life. And I was put on a very low dose of prednisolone. Still, my condition kept worsening, and my pain, and everybody used to like notice now that Manish, you are not walking properly, and maybe you are not. I started losing a lot of weight also. And one day came wherein at the age of 17 in 2001, I was not able to get up from the bed. I had to be taken in a stretcher to X-ray machine, and I was told that I have a confirmed diagnosis of ankylosing spondylitis. My ESR was, which is the inflammatory marker, was above 60. And through certain X-rays, they figured out that I have this disease. It was a sense of relief also that at least I know where do I stand. And doctors gave me certain medications. They gave me certain anti-inflammatory drugs, certain other medicines, wherein I felt started feeling better within 3 to 4 days, and I thought that I'm completely out of it. Doctor is God, Doctor Bhagwan hai, and I thought, chalo, I'm settled for rest of my life. Next 3 4 years went quite well. I got married at quite young age, at the age of 21, and things were settled at that time. But just after my marriage, again the symptoms started showing up, and this time the symptoms were more in the gut than in the joints. Joints were also very bad. The pain was there, but it also started showing in the gut. And at the age of 23, in 2007, I was diagnosed with an inflammatory bowel disease, which is known as Crohn's disease. And I also had a zero sperm count. Doctors told me that I will never be able to father a child. My life was devastated. I didn't want to live because at the age of 23, 24, if somebody tells you that you may need a hip replacement surgery, and I was taking up to 8 pills in a day, four of those were painkillers. Still, I was in pain. I didn't know what to do with my life. I just had a child with IVF through a donor sperm. And just looking into her eyes, I could not like forgive myself that how, why the hell in the world I got this disease. I used to curse myself for having so many autoimmune conditions at such a young age. But as they say, it's always darkest before the dawn. The bigger your challenge, the closer you are to your victory. So I was struggling, but I never gave up. I always tried a lot of things. I tried Ayurveda, I tried Unani, but little did I know that the beacon of hope will come in the form of the Yoga Institute Mumbai. So I went there with a relative. Frankly, I didn't go for myself. One of my relatives was under depression, and she told me, "Why don't you, Manish, accompany me there?" And I was told that I need yoga more than her. I thought, what will yoga do with me? I'm already exercising and doing my stuff. But there I came to know that yoga is not just about asanas and pranayam. It's the science of human mind. And there I learned the holistic approach to managing my conditions, and not only managing my conditions, but looking at life beyond AS. The other institution that helped me was obviously SHARAN, which helped me a lot, I would say, unleashing my true potential. So I was under depression when I went to SHARAN. I was under depression. Captain Joseph Pinto, my mentor, he deserves a mention here. He helped me within 15-20 minutes. I went to a retreat, a 7-day retreat. He helped me, and within 15-20 minutes, all the past baggage was gone. And he helped me develop this confidence also, because of which I'm taking this session today and doing all my other stuff. And I learned a very easy, very enjoyable, very sustainable approach to diet and lifestyle. So life before SHARAN was like a yo-yo thing, wherein I used to eat healthy food for a while and then go back to junk, and that was affecting my health even more. I also lost 10 kgs of weight. I reversed my uh, fatty liver also. So when I went to SHARAN, I had fatty liver. That also got reversed. Addison's disease, which was adrenal insufficiency, doctors told I have to be on medications, on steroids for the rest of my life. That stopped. Still, my cortisol levels are normal. Uh, for AS, I was taking 4 medications. Those stopped completely. Most importantly, Crohn's, which doctors are also surprised. So my gut inflammation, my fecal calprotectin, which is a measure for inflammation in the gut, that is coming normal for last 15 years. I know this story still seems like unimaginable, unbelievable, and doctors also told me something that I may need a hip replacement at the age of 32, 30. And at the age of 32, I ran a half marathon. This photo is actually a 10K run, 10 kilometer run that I did, followed by a half marathon. And then I started like becoming greedy. I didn't stop here. Then in 2021, I climbed the highest mountain peak in Gujarat, the Girnar Parvat, on foot. So it was about 6,000 steps without any soreness, without any pain. And I was on a raw vegan diet when I did this. I was on a completely raw vegan diet when I followed this. And what doctors told me that I will never be able to father a child. So this is my family in 2024. My dad is missing. He is in Gujarat, right? He was in Gujarat during Diwali time. So this is my wife and my mother sitting in front, and I am standing with my 3 kids. So how did this all happen? It seems very unreal, but yeah, it's like I would say when you start believing in yourself that yes, our bodies has a self-healing mechanism, but our duty is to provide it the right environment to it. So what Yoga Institute did, what SHARAN did with me was nothing magical. They just taught me right way of living. They just taught me, SHARAN taught me that reconnection to animals and nature, that we are a part of nature. Our body knows how to maintain homeostasis, that if something goes wrong, it raises the temperature to try to kill the bacteria. But it is we who like block our own healing by taking all the unnecessary things, by eating the wrong foods. So what I did since 2012, I like started with my family members. I start what I learned from the Yoga Institute and SHARAN. I started teaching them, and my teaching journey started with 2012, and I discovered a holistic approach to managing autoimmune conditions, especially ankylosing spondylitis. So people started contacting me through social media. I was very active on Facebook at that time, and the journey as a teacher started in 2012. So before I start about the AS thing, for those who don't know what is AS, a very strong disclaimer that the contents of this presentation is only for informational and educational purposes. And please don't consider this as a professional medical advice. There was a process through which I went off medications. It didn't happen overnight. And any dietary changes that I'm going to recommend today, exercises or routines, should be done under professional supervision only. And please, last but not the least, do not stop any medications on your own, because once AS goes out of hand, it can get very bad. So those who don't know what is AS, quickly I'll cover. I know those who have AS, they have done PhD and Google University has taught everything to them. But quickly I'll run through what is AS. So as I said, it's a chronic inflammatory arthritis, primarily affecting the spine and the sacroiliac joints, which is near the buttocks. It's an autoimmune condition, like I gave the analogy of the Russia army attacking its own citizens. So your immune system attacks its own joints, and if untreated, it can lead to complete fusion and let the affected person get totally bedridden. Some of the other symptoms of AS is uveitis. You can get this redness in your eyes, neck pain, low back pain, diarrhea, constipation, like I had diarrhea, I had IBD. Hips and buttocks pain, very common symptom. Morning stiffness, yes. So in AS is the opposite. You get stiffness in the morning and it gets better as the day goes on. So any of you feel this, please get yourself tested. Morning stiffness gets better with activity. You can have chest pain also, a hunched posture and fatigue. So these are some of the symptoms of AS. And what a conventional approach is, a rheumatologist, as most of you must be knowing, specializes in the treatment of AS. Diagnosis done through X-rays, blood tests, MRI. Treatment includes certain medications, physical therapy, and surgery. I also took medications at the start. It's not that I never took medications. And what the goal of conventional treatment is: one, to bring down inflammation, and second, stop the further progression of disease. So the key word here, we need to understand that the elephant in the room is inflammation. So let us understand in detail first what is inflammation, because managing any chronic condition, patient education is very important. So let us understand what is inflammation. If you don't understand anything, I can repeat at the end. If you want me to repeat any slide, we can do it at the end. Any translation also you want, I can do it at the end. So inflammation are of two types. So ऐसा नहीं है कि inflammation is always bad. So inflammation, if it's acute, it's a normal part of the healing process. Like if any bacteria or viruses enter your body naturally produces certain inflammatory chemicals which helps fight those viruses or bacteria. It is short term, like when the bacteria is killed or expelled from your body, it goes away on its own, the inflammation. And it's a protective mechanism that helps fight viruses and bacteria. Problem happens is, without any invasion of a foreign object or a bacteria, your immune system, your inflammation activates. That is known as chronic inflammation. This is a very important thing. Please be with me 100% now. So the immune system, what it does, it starts releasing white blood cells that end up attacking healthy tissues and organs. In the case of AS, it starts affecting your joints, attacking your joints. It's long term. It can last for months or years. Like in my case, inflammation was there for almost 14 to 15 years. And it's not only linked with AS, it's linked with many forms of arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, also diabetes, heart disease, cancers, Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis, depression, and Alzheimer's. So friends, if I talk about inflammation, what color comes to your mind? So for those of you who own a four-wheeler here, if you see sometimes on the dashboard, a red light comes up, engine light comes up. What does that signify? If only the red light, the engine light is showing up in the dashboard, what does it signify? There is some problem, but does it signify where the problem is? No. It only says that there is a problem. So you have two options. Either you remove the red light and you think that the problem is solved, or what you do, you open the bonnet and go to the root cause of the problem. So why I'm saying this analogy, what a conventional approach does, their main goal is, chalo inflation hai, bring it down. We have to bring down the inflammation. But what we do at SHARAN, The integrated medicine approach that we follow here, why did the inflammation happen in the first place? So what do you think, friends, can be the reason for inflammation? If you see, so inflammation is actually not the root cause. Inflammation is an effect of what? So below I have mentioned certain reasons why there is inflammation in the body. One is sleep disorders. Very, very important to sleep on time, wake up on time. Insomnia can lead to inflammation. Improper diet. This I have mentioned in the center because diet plays a major role in activating inflammation or bringing it down. Dysbiosis of the gut means the imbalance between good and bad bacteria. Food sensitivities, if you are intolerant to certain foods, that can also cause inflammation. Stress, somebody said stress, very right. Lack of physical activity. Obesity. So when you are obese, so certain adipose cells that are there in your body, that can also trigger inflammation. So very, very important to bring your fat percentage down, your weight down. Exposure to toxins. So all the cosmetics, all the environmental toxins, pollution, your shampoos, your soaps, and because we are surrounded by chemicals all around, they can also trigger inflammation in your body. And last but not the least, genetics also can trigger inflammation. But at SHARAN, what we believe, that genetics is like you come with a loaded gun. Your genes, they load the gun, but it's your lifestyle. So don't blame your parents, your ancestors, that because they have diabetes, I have diabetes. Because they have AS, I have AS. No, it's not written in stone that if your parents have a autoimmune condition, then you also will get it. It all depends on your lifestyle. So along with genetics, there is a growing research about epigenetics. So what epigenetics means is you can alter the expression of your genes through your lifestyle. And that, friends, I would say, is a very empowering thing. That through changes in our lifestyle, we can alter even the expression of our genes. And now we know that wrong lifestyle is the cause. Then what do you think is the solution? So now let's learn about what this holistic approach is all about. Here today we are going to learn about the SHARAN 5-point plan. Please mute yourself, everyone. We will learn about anti-inflammatory nutrition. We will learn about the role of movement, some somatic movement techniques, mindset training. It's a very important part of the holistic approach, and about certain routines. So about the SHARAN 5-point plan, it's a very easy thing. It's like too easy to believe. And frankly, I was very skeptical when I started this, but I felt the magic within 7 to 8 days of starting this diet. So what we are going to hear from Dr. Nandita Shah now, I'm going to play a video. So I have been following this diet, the 5-point plan, for many years now, and this actually helped me brought down my inflammation also. Previously, I was taking certain supplements of omega-3. They also stopped when I followed this diet. So please be very attentive. This is one of the key parts of the presentation. So it's a very short video. It's not a very long video. I'll just start the video now.
I want to thank you for attending this SHARAN program. Our goal at SHARAN is to help you reach your highest health potential. Our plan is simple, sustainable, and highly effective. It's so effective that you will soon be off medications if you're on them, and if you're not on medications, it will help you avoid ever getting on them. This is provided you follow the guidelines correctly. We advise you to put only the best fuel in your body. This means it will be plant-based, whole, and organic. Let me explain this to you. Plant-based means no animal products, no meat, fish, chicken, eggs, not even milk or milk powder, not even honey. We don't even use foods prepared from milk powder like biscuits, but we do have delicious alternatives for everything. You may know that vegetarians and non-vegetarians get the same diseases. That's because milk and meat have the same properties: high protein, high fat, and no fiber. When a non-vegetarian goes out for dinner, what do they usually order? Chicken. And when a vegetarian goes out to eat, paneer. It's all the same in our body. So we want to remove all the animal products. How do we know that a plant-based diet is good for us? Every animal on this planet eats according to instinct. If you were to go to a farm or an orchard and you see fruits and vegetables hanging there, what would you feel like doing? Picking and eating, of course. But if you saw a chicken or a goat on the road, does your mouth water? If chicken was cooked and put in front of you, you may salivate, and that's only because we've been conditioned to eat these foods. Think about milk. Every child, when it's first given cow's milk, says no, poo. But we tell the child, we force the children to have milk and do it by putting sugar or something in so that the child will be attracted. Milk is not our food either. Every mammal produces milk only for its young. I know this is so hard to understand because we've grown up learning to eat meat and chicken and or milk and thinking that we need it for proteins. If you look at our body, it's also designed only for plants. If you look at our teeth, we don't have canines that can pounce on an animal, tear it apart and devour it with just our teeth. We need to chop it with a knife, cook it on a flame and then eat it, and even then we need to take out the bones and the skin to make it edible. That's because it's not even our food. Similarly, we have a digestive system that's absolutely suitable for plant-based foods. All herbivores have a digestive system that's 12 to 16 times the length of its spine. But carnivores have a digestive system that's just 3 times the length of its spine. So much difference, 3 and 12. Ours is 12. And that's because it takes a long time to digest plant-based foods and absorb all the nutrients. And if we eat animal products, it goes through our long digestive tract and stays there. Animal products decay and toxins are absorbed. That's why we really don't want to eat animal products, because these cause cancer, diabetes, and other lifestyle diseases. Unlike animals that can't really see different colors, we can see all the colors of the rainbow. Blues and purples and reds and oranges, yellows and greens. That's because we should eat all the colors of the rainbow every day. Each color provides different phytonutrients, and all these colors of the rainbow together help build our immunity. So now you know why we should eat only plant-based foods. The second point I told you was whole. Whole means eating the food in the entire form as far as possible. That means rice or wheat should not be polished into maida or white rice. We eat whole rice and whole wheat. Sugar and oil are also commonly used substances which are highly refined. Sugar and oil don't even resemble the plant that they came from. Instead of sugar, we could eat dates or raisins, and instead of oil, we can get our fats from peanuts or coconut or even nuts. When I say whole, I also mean no peeling of vegetables and not even peeling fruits as far as possible. Eat a fruit the way a monkey would eat it. That means you would have to peel the pineapple, but no peeling apples or pears, and of course you would peel your bananas. The reason we don't want to remove the skin is because it contains valuable fiber that helps clean our body. Also, right under the skin is the maximum nutrients. And if we remove the skin, we're losing so much of the nutrients that we have to eat double. Can you imagine? When you eat whole rice, you eat only half or less than half as compared to white rice. Many of us want to lose weight, and we could easily do it if we just didn't eat all these refined products which give us a lot of calories but no nutrition. We want to have highly nutritious foods so that we can raise our immune system and get well without needing medicines at all. Our body knows how to heal. And if we use the right foods, our body will heal without anything at all. We advise whole because it's a way of getting the highest nutrition per calorie without removing any of the fiber. Both nutrition and fiber are critical in preventing and reversing diseases. Organic means foods that are grown the way nature intended them to be grown, without the use of fertilizers or pesticides. Pesticides are poisons. Why would we willingly put it in our bodies? You may be wondering where you'll get your proteins or calcium or iron from. Don't worry. Even strong animals like horses or huge animals like elephants all manage to get all the nutrients they need from plants. So we don't really need any protein, calcium or iron supplements, not even if we're bodybuilding. But most people who live in cities have a lack of vitamin B12 and D. It's very essential to get these tested because lack of these two vital vitamins can cause all kinds of problems from weakness, anemia, muscle aches, sleep problems, all the way to osteoporosis, diabetes, high blood pressure and heart attack, and even cancers. So I always advise people to check their vitamin B12 and D and supplement it if necessary. This is really, really important. I can't stress it enough.
So this is the food. So many of you must be thinking that it's a very restrictive diet, that I have to stop this, I have to stop that. Believe me, friends, you don't need to stop anything. You just need to replace things. So it was a gradual transition. I also was like a meat eater. I used to eat non-veg. I used to have milk. It was a very gradual transition which happened within 10 days. And my food tasted much better. It was much easy. Quantity also reduced because it was much more nutritious. So my cells got the right nutrition. And the photos that you are seeing now, this is the real food photos that SHARAN facilitators have put up on the website. This is not a photoshopped image or I've downloaded from the net. This is actual photos that is made at home. And it, believe me, it is very easy, very tasty and sustainable also. Like I said at the start, I'm able to follow it very easily. Yes, along with the 5-point plan, what is important is anti-inflammatory nutrition. So as we learned, certain foods we need to eliminate. So I eliminated sugar completely in 2008. Not a single this thing of sugar, grain of sugar goes into my body. Oil. You need to learn to cook without oil also. So in our house, in my food at least, there is no oil. You need to eliminate all the foods which come in packets, which come with a barcode. Just stop everything because it is all junk. It's like you're putting petrol in a diesel car. If you're eating those kind of food which are made in factories, we are not meant to eat those biscuits and those 2 minutes noodles and all those things because you are like triggering that inflammation again. If you are having those foods, so completely I eliminated those completely from my diet. Refined carbohydrates, eat whole. Why do we need to refine everything? Soda and fruit juices also. Why I mentioned fruit juices? Because fruit juices, the fiber is removed from it and it contains only sugar. Okay, so orange juice, apple juice. Why don't eat orange completely? Why don't have your apple juices? And needless to say, alcohol, tobacco, smoking also triggers your inflammation. And what do we need to add? This is very important. Green leafy vegetables. So anything that is green. So what I do, I start my day with a green smoothie. It's a very, very delicious dessert. We start our day. It's not that kind of like kadwa or bitter thing. It's a very sweet thing, a dessert thing that we start our day. A lot of greens go into your body. So that helps in cleansing all the toxins also and bring down inflammation. Then certain foods like onion, garlic, ginger, turmeric, carom seeds. So these are like foods which are anti-inflammatory in nature. Certain fruits, especially pineapples, pomegranate, all the red colored fruits and vegetables, they bring down inflammation. Always remember red is good for inflammation. Berries, since it's winter now, so eat a lot of berries, a lot of strawberries, raspberries, blueberries. They are like full of antioxidants, vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin E, selenium. You all get all the minerals, vitamins, calcium, protein you can get if you eat a rainbow. Then omega-3. You don't need to supplement. You can get it from all the flax seeds and chia seeds of the world. So all the seeds are very good for us. Walnuts and almonds also contain a lot of omega-3. Avocado, I forgot to mention avocado here. Avocado also, you get a lot of healthy fats from avocado. And like I said, dysbiosis of the gut, it can also cause inflammation. So if you want to like maintain the balance of good and bad bacteria, you can add certain fermented foods also. So what I have is the traditional kanji water that we make at home. It's a very simple, very tasty, easy to make recipe. What that I have at home. So that gives me all the necessary fermented foods. So this was all about diet. So to conclude the diet part, let food, like we saw at the start. What did the father of modern medicine said? He also believed in food. That let food be thy medicine. And when the diet is wrong, medicine is of no use. You can take n number of anti-inflammatory, but if you keep eating those junk food which increase your inflammation, it's of no use. And when the diet is right, medicine is of no need. But a word of caution, please don't stop medications immediately after this. It's a process through which it is brought down in consultation with your doctor. So let's now understand the second tenet of holistic approach, which is movement. So what AS does, ankylosing spondylitis does, it leads to narrowed joint spaces. So not only your buttocks, but it can reduce the space between your joints, either your spine, your knees also. And there is no medicine in the world that can increase your joint space or make your body flexible. So that is why exercise is a must. If you have AS, it's a must. It's a no-brainer, no questions asked thing. And it's, as I said, integral part of treatment. And it can bring about pain relief, improved mobility, and better posture. This you cannot get from, unfortunately, any medicine. Exercise is like a free pill. If it was like, if it comes in the pill form now, I'm sure it will be patented and sold in lakhs because it does wonders to our body. So I have been exercising almost every day for the past 16 years. Some days if I have soreness, so I just modify the forms of exercise, but I do exercise. This morning also I did my yoga asanas, my breathing exercises, what we're going to learn now. So I exercise daily, but I alternate between different body parts. It's not like I'm exercising every body part every day. So that needs to be also customized as per the condition. Okay. So as I said, miss your meals, but never miss your daily rounds of exercise. It is so important. It can save you from complete fusion. It can prevent you from getting bedridden also. So once, just in March 2022, my mother was diagnosed with breast cancer, and she had to undergo surgery for that. I didn't knew whether that cancer also can be reversed with diet. So she underwent surgery, and I took my yoga mat to the hospital. So the watchman was surprised that, sir, you are the first person in 10 years who got a yoga mat to a hospital. Like, it is so important because what I learned from Hansama in the Yoga Institute, that my first duty is towards my own self. It's not being selfish, it's just self-care. How can I take care of my mother in the hospital if I'm not fit? So I did my exercises there also in the hospital when she was in ICU. I used to do my push-ups, my exercises. I used to go for my morning walks. I used to take sun on my face because I know how precious I am for my family. And similarly, you are also precious. So there is a saying that the day you realize how precious you are, you start taking care of yourself differently. You start valuing yourself more because there is no replacement for you. There is no replacement for me, for my children, for my wife. And similarly, so please, whatever we learn today, I'm going to share now very actionable steps which you can start implementing right away. But as I said, if you have severe issues, if you have severe inflammation, always do it under professional supervision only. So what type of exercises should we do? Many mistakes that people do is that they just focus on one form of exercise. They just do yoga, or they just go for a walk, or just do swimming. No. So exercise also has four parts. So first two are flexibility and balance, which includes yoga, asanas, and stretches. So I'm also a trained yoga teacher. I did my teacher's training course from the Yoga Institute Santa Cruz, and wherein it is very gentle on the body. So this I would say is a good starting point if anybody has this disease, because yoga actually doesn't put much pressure. You can do lying down, you can do standing, sitting on a chair, wherever you are, in whatever condition, you can practice yoga asanas. So this takes care of flexibility and balance. Then strength. Why strength training is important in AS? Because see, what happens is the joint spaces are narrow, and if it's like very close to fusion, you cannot do anything about it. But what you can do, is strengthen the muscles around the joints. So when the muscles strengthen, automatically it brings down the inflammation and it does wonder. So strength training doesn't mean that you make a goal of becoming Hrithik Roshan or Arnold Schwarzenegger or a bodybuilder. It is very gentle, very lightweight. So the maximum dumbbell weight that I used is only 5 kgs. That's it. I don't go above that because that is not necessary for us. Because if you take a lot of heavy weights, it will put pressure on your joints. So I use a lot of towel, I use belts, I use resistance bands that don't put any pressure and a little bit of free weights. And core strengthening also is very, very important if you want to support your spine. So I do a lot of core strengthening exercises also. Cardiovascular, I said swimming is one of the best exercises, but like it's very bio-individual. Swimming didn't suit me. So whenever I swim, my pain goes up. So it's just I'm an exception because doctors say that swimming is one of the best exercises. But be mindful. If any of these exercises trigger your pain, means either you're doing it wrong or that thing doesn't suit you. Walking again, do very slow walk. Don't do very brisk walk. What I do, I take a break every 20 minutes. So I complete around 2000 steps in 20 minutes. I sit, I stretch, and then I do my next 20 minutes. So don't walk like for hours and hours all together. And I want to lose weight and I want to get fit. Manish said walking is good. No, excess of exercise is also bad. Like medicine, doctors say that take 3 pills in a day, you don't take 10 pills in a day. Similarly, exercising, yes, 40 to 45 minutes, good enough. You don't need to like work out throughout the day. Yeah, sometimes I work out in the morning and evening if I'm feeling stiff. That's a different story, but I'm very, very, very peculiar about my exercise. And last but not the least, NEAT. So what does NEAT mean? It is non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So this is like finding out creative ways to incorporate movement into your days. Because see, in AS there is stiffness. So the antidote to stiffness is movement. Movement is the key. It's very, very important. So this is next I'm going to show. There's the cursor one here. This is a photo that I conducted. This is a retreat that I conducted with my mentor, Captain Joseph Pinto, and wherein I took the exercise sessions in the morning. This is one of the best retreats one can do for themselves. Not a marketing, but yes, I'm a product of this retreat. So get up and move every hour. Your body will thank you for that. And this is not only for AS affected. This is for each and every one of us who are listening to this. Please don't lead sedentary lives. We are not meant to sit, sit, sit. We were evolved staying in jungles and forests and being in nature. Very, very important. So this was all about exercise. The next tenet is about somatic movement technique. So this is just a fancy word that we are not just physical body. So there is they say pranamaya kosh or the breath body, wherein certain deep breathing exercise is also important. So what in AS happens, your chest expansion is also affected. So in my case, in 2008, my chest expansion was practically zero. And doctors told that, Manish, you cannot do anything about it. I went to the Yoga Institute and they taught me certain pranayama and certain exercises that we can do to expand our chest. And it can also like, if you have like a zero chest expansion, it also puts a lot of pressure on your heart also. AS inflammation can also affect your heart. So that is why pranayama or deep breathing exercises are actually very important in AS. I do it daily, 30 rounds of pranayama daily. Meditation techniques. Meditation techniques, why? It activates a system in our activates a part of our nervous system which is known as the parasympathetic. So what a parasympathetic is, it's the rest and digest mechanism in our body. So opposite of parasympathetic is sympathetic, which is the fight or flight mode. So if you are in fight or flight mode, so that activates the stress mechanism in your body and that leads to a lot of inflammation. So if you are always in rest and digest mode, your inflammation will come down naturally. So meditation doesn't mean that you have to sit for hours and just focus on your breath and you get thoughts. Your mind will think, but you just try and sit still. So what I teach to my students is that every day, just sit for 5 minutes. Start with 2 minutes. Play some guided meditation. Try to sit still because it's only in a still body that a still mind resides. So if you want to maintain that balanced state of mind, what yoga speaks about, sitting still practice or meditation is very, very important. Believe me, it will calm. It's not only beneficial for your inflammation, it's like a medicine for hundreds of diseases, meditation. Then something called as vagus nerve activation. This also I learned through various teachers, that vagus nerve is a nerve which connects your brain to your gut and practically every part of the body. And there is a two-way communication going on. So if that vagus nerve is not activated, often that communication is affected, the mind-body connection that gets affected. So certain techniques like chanting, om chanting that we do, humming, gargling with water, laughing, many other techniques are there, vagus nerve activation technique, that will help you strengthen this mind body connection. And last but not the least, you can also improve the mind body integration through, there is something called as a progressive muscle relaxation technique. This also is a game changer for me. It's like shavasana we do in the corpse pose that we do in yoga, that helps us relax. So what exercise does now, there is a like a negative part to exercise also. It creates oxidative stress within our body. So that is why when people go to gym, they do very hard gymming. They actually need 2 hours of rest after doing workout. I'm doing my recovery. And the beauty of this muscle relaxation techniques or progressive muscle relaxation technique is that once you are off the mat, you are ready to face the world. So that is why I recommend he don't exercise very intensely. And like a car, how you bring your gear down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 while exercising also. So do some shavasana or some relaxation practices and then get off the mat, or then you stop exercising. Very, very important somatic movement techniques. So this was all about diet, about exercises. So you can eat like a rabbit, you can work out 5 hours in a day, but if your mind is not right, if the 2.5 pound mass sitting in between your shoulders, if this is not right, everything is a waste. So as they say, I read a quote in newspaper in Times of India in 2010, and this changed my life forever. Through mindset training, I did with Captain Joseph Pinto only. I believe he's also here. And I learned from the Yoga Institute also. And it is very important to love and accept yourself the way you are. Why? Because you can't heal a body you dislike. So very important, because see, I can totally understand that it's very easier said than done. That if you have pain every night, you're not able to sleep. I have gone through everything. I had pain. I used to go for massages, Ayurvedic massages. My father used to do that potli sake and so many things. How can you accept yourself? But we need to understand, see that this moment which is there in front of us, this has been the like culmination of billions of years of existence. How can this be wrong? So if you have this pain today, maybe there is some reason, like how I found my purpose from pain. That I made it a mission in my life that I need to help people with similar conditions, which I have been doing for the past 12 years. So when you learn to accept yourself, when you stop fighting with yourself, with whom are you fighting? That disease is within you. It's not anywhere else. So will you cut off your hand if you get a cut in your hand? So do you chop off your hand completely, or do you let it heal? But for that, acceptance is very, very important. By acceptance, I don't mean that you stop taking care of yourself because जैसे चल रहा है चलने दो. No, you have to do your practices, you have to do your exercise, your diet, but within you should be like calm. That yeah, there is a maybe there is some reason behind it. I have this disease. I don't know the reason now. So what we do in mindset training, like it can lead to mental health issues, just like food and exercise affects the quality of your body. Thoughts can influence your mind. Learn to accept, like I said, not fight the situation. Develop an attitude of gratitude. So you may have pain in your legs, but do you have pain in your tooth? No. Be grateful for that. Do you have roof over your head? Yes. Be grateful for that. Do you have family members supporting you? Be grateful for that. So why don't you just let one or two joints or your some conditions, like you always crib and complain? Because when you are in attitude of gratitude, that is when abundance flows into your life. So we at Sharan do this practice, sorry, consciously. So there is a technique that I learned from Sharan again at the Sharan retreat, that how you should give gratitude. So gratitude should not be only for your house, for your family, for your this and that. It's like for a situation, and you feel that emotion when you give that gratitude. So my gratitude today is probably Dr. Nandita Shah, who gave me this opportunity to share my story. I was like on top of the world when I came to know that I will share my story, because this was my dream, to take my story to the world, that yes, you can have all the autoimmune conditions, but you can heal yourself. See, it lasted for around 17 to 20 seconds. There was an emotion to it, that happiness, that joy. So you have to bring joy to your gratitude. It's not like just telling I'm grateful for this, that won't work. And then you say it doesn't work. So you need to learn these things. Basically, mind needs training. An untrained mind versus a trained mind, obviously a trained mind would deal with situations better. And develop a wellness vision. This is a visualization technique that I learned, wherein you visualize your future. I want to get rid of medications, but what will you do when you get? So whenever any client comes to me, what I say is, what's your goal? So obviously, first thing that he says, I want to get off medications, I want to get rid of pain. And I go, what do you like to do? So maybe some people say, I like to trek, I like to dance. Well, let's set that as your goal. That what will you do when you get well? So it's a visualization technique that again you do every day, wherein you visualize your ideal body, your ideal condition, and how you feel. So when you do that now, again, certain chemicals are released within your body that help you heal. So these are like very simple, very easy to do free techniques that you can do to bring down your pain and inflammation. Apart from these, this I learned from IIN, New York, the health coaching thing that I did, that the circle of life, these 12 things that are there, this can also affect your health, like your finances, your career, your education, your home cooking, home environment, social life, spirituality. These things can also affect your health. It's very, very important to address each and every issue in detail. So, like I said, you need to train your mind. So, a very good way to train your subconscious mind is through affirmations. So, certain affirmations that I do is every day in every way. I am increasing my mental and physical capacity. This is like I learned from Deepak Chopra from his book Grow Younger, Live Longer. Very powerful affirmation that I believe that I am increasing my mental and physical capacity. My body is a self-healing mechanism. I love and approve of myself. See, I'm staying with the swag. I love me because how can I not love me? So many things we have done, how far we have reached in life. So we deserve that self-love. Very, very important. This was one affirmation that helped me get off my mental health issues. I trust the process of life. Last but not the least, I am complete. So if you believe in God, I strongly believe in God, that if God has made me, how can I be incomplete? So these are some of the affirmations that I do myself. So last but not the least are certain routines that I follow, which help me like get off medications. First is hot shower and self massage. So what I do, friends, I take a shower first thing in the morning. So I get up in Brahma Muhurat between 4 and 5 whenever I wake up without an alarm. I first thing that I do, I have my hot water and I take a hot shower. So what that does is it naturally loosens up the body because whole night we have been sleeping. So body tends to get sometimes stiffer. So this I do even if I don't have any stiffness. Second shower I take after my exercises. So around 8 or 9 a.m. when I'm done with my exercise, I take my second hot shower. And third shower, this is a game changer. You can start implementing this today itself. Take a hot shower, those who have AS or any joint issues, before you sleep. Because what happens is when your body gets stiff at night, you don't get deep sleep. And when you take a shower, it also relaxes your mind. It activates your parasympathetic nervous system also. So taking so many showers, only my wife keeps shouting at me that you need so many towels and so many undergarments and so many clothes. So she's the only one, sorry, who is like angry on me. But yeah, she's also happy that I'm able to manage my condition. Then steam bath, sauna, this is self-explanatory because once you go there, your blood flow improves, your stiffness reduces. Use of hot water bags, foam rollers. So this I do before my exercises. I use foam rollers. I've trained in that also, how to use foam rollers. This helps you relax your muscles, get sound sleep. As I said, a lot of healing happens when you sleep. So sleep between 10 p.m. and 5 a.m. This is the most important time for healing. It's not like 8 hours you get between 2 a.m. and 10 a.m. and you say that I've slept for 8 hours. No, a lot of melatonin is released between 9 and 10, if you live in India, between 9 and 10 p.m. And that is when your brain also recycles a lot of toxins in your body too. So get a good night's sleep, wherein keep your gadgets away. After 8 p.m., I switch off my phone. No office work, nothing after 8. And by 10 p.m., I'm in bed. Avoid air conditioning. Obviously, if your body is stiff, if you are in AC, it will, but you cannot avoid AC now. If you're at airport, if you're at hospital, if you are at cinema hall. So always carry a warm jacket with you, a smart jacket. You look smart also in that, and a cap. Also carry a cap with me. Wear loose, comfortable clothing because if your body is tight, if you wear very tight jeans or very tight tops, again, it will lead to stiffness. Manage body weight. Logically, if you are overweight, it will affect your joint also. Okay, it will again put pressure on your joints. So this is a no-brainer. At Sharan, we have many weight loss programs, many things that we are doing here, and very effortlessly, I would say, you can bring down your weight. Use standing desk. So if you can see nearby here, there is a standing desk. I'll just show you quickly. So this comes up like you can adjust this as per your height. And I use this for my work. I use this very often. So the Q&A today I'll do on a standing desk because I have been sitting for more than an hour. So these are simple techniques that you can start implementing right away and alternate between standing and sitting. Don't just sit, or don't just stand also. That again will increase your stiffness. Then choose a aisle seat, not the window seat when you travel on an airplane. So once I was traveling to Switzerland and I used to like stand up every hour. I used to do my exercises where the air hostesses are. I took their permission. I laid down my yoga mat. I carry my foldable yoga mat on an airplane also. I did my yoga asanas. I did my push-ups there and they were like smiling that this guy is so health conscious. Sit on a front seat while traveling because rear seats have more jerk. Simple tips. And prone lying like lying down on your face. Again, very important. This will help you maintaining your posture. So what I do before waking up, I lie down in Makarasan, like prone lying on my chest, around 10 to 15 minutes. So this really helps you in maintaining the right posture of the spine. Okay. Now let us quickly run through certain myths and facts because there is a lot of noise, especially on social media, about AS. So first is it's a lifelong condition where you have to be on medications forever. But like in my case and several other cases that I've come across. See, I'm not claiming that I have a complete cure. It's a remission. It's a long-term remission. But an affected person can certainly get off medications with a doctor. Okay. At Sharan, we have doctors also who believes in healing without medication. So please don't immediately stop your medications. It's a process. You can lead a completely normal life. It's a disease of the gut and only diet is important. No, it's an autoimmune disorder which can have multiple causes. So a holistic approach is a must, what we learned today. So some people believe that antibiotics can heal AS. It's not a bacterial infection. You should rest. So what advice I got from my parents, my spouse, and my family members, Manish, rest if you have pain. No, rest will make your condition worse. Movement is essential. So find out creative ways when you are in pain also. Just keep on moving. Don't sit idle. Another thing is that you should not get married, not have kids. Your kids will have it. See, although there is a genetic component to AS, but there is no guarantee that it will be passed on to your kids. And last is you should not dream big or give up on life. So I'm a big dreamer. So I'm the CEO of my company, Mahakali Saris. We are one of the biggest cotton sari manufacturers in India. And I have huge dreams. I want to list my company on the bourses and so many things. So I believe that AS is just a speed breaker. Like any disease that you get, your life should not stop because of that. You can certainly be what you want, pursue your passion in life. Like I became a health coach, I do my studies, I take my classes, I do my office work, I have a family, because I have a lust for life. If you ask me now that Manish, what motivates you to do all these things, I have a lust for life. That our time is limited on this planet, why waste it cribbing and complaining? Okay, there is some pain in this part of body, my at least my other parts are right, let's do that. Because once you have that goal which is beyond yourself. So my goal is to take my message to the world, heal the world. My why of doing this presentation today, I want to heal the world. That's my why. It's very strong. Then how can AS or anything affect me when you dream big in life? So AS is not the end of life. So to conclude the presentation, what a conventional approach says is that you just prevent the further degeneration of the joints and bring down inflammation. And what a Sharan holistic approach says that the affected person can lead a life of normalcy, which is full of enthusiasm, creativity, enriching relationships, and realize one's true potential as a human being. So these are some of the past workshops I had done. This was between the period of 2014 and 16, where I used to do like group coaching and all the workshops that I used to conduct. So these are some of the past workshops. And this is one of the testimonials one of my past students sent me. He's from Mumbai. So I'll just a 1 minute thing I'll play now.
So about Manish Bhai Sanghai, I met him about some 2 3 years back around 2022. I was referred to him. It was a very wonderful experience working with him. I have seen him being passionate about helping people with ankylosing spondylitis. I was myself going through these pain episodes and limitations for over more than 12, 13 years. So, of course, I could see a holistic approach in him, and he doesn't seem to be, a one sided approach. He's trying to encompass everything and everything that will contribute to relief from ankylosing. And in fact, he doesn't talk about just relief from him, he's about bringing a vow to life. So post my sessions, with him, he has been a wonderful coach and a guide and a great friend for me. I then later on took up yoga training, and exercise is really a part of my life. And of course, the medicines, they have brought a great relief. So a combination of everything, diet, exercise, medicines, has gone a long way, and bringing about a better lifestyle in me. And I would a lot of thanks to Manish bhai on that, and I really wish him all the best, that he continues his good work.
Thank you, Biren Bhai, for the kind words. So, friends, who were there at the start? We discussed a very super hit actor. Which who was he? Anybody remembers? Yeah. So there was a movie of Shah Rukh Khan, Om Shanti Om. So there's a very famous dialogue that we need to believe that just like in our films, in life too, in the end, everything will be fine. And if it's not a happy ending, it's not the end, my friends. Picture abhi baki hai mere dost. Never give up.